Chris McCarran with Giantkeeper Reptiles. I wanted to take a minute, put together a little video and show you how we sex snakes here. In the 10 plus years that I've been working with boa constrictors, reticulated pythons, you name it, I never learned how to actually properly pop a snake. So I always had to take everybody's word for whether or not they were sending me a female or a male. Over the years, especially working with boa constrictors, I learned, developed another method for sexing them. So that's what I'm going to share with you guys today. It's a little bit harder with blood pythons from what I've noticed. With boa constrictors, it was 100%. And if you have some boa constrictors in your collection, I recommend that you start with them. It'd be the best way to learn. So what I'm going to show you here is how to sex a subadult, adult blood python. This here is a proven male albino that we have. And I'm going to show you what to look for when sexing a snake. So when I learned how to do this, it was actually just like this. I was putting a snake back in its cage. And as it was crawling in, I was feeling the body. And then as I got towards the tail, I noticed that there was a little pop. I'm not talking about the pop of the spine that you feel from the top. This was a pop, kind of a roll of something at the base of the tail. Now if you were to feel around in your arm and you find a little piece of muscle or something and you push it and you can feel that it's defined and it moves out of the way, that's exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you what to look for. Supporting the body of the snake, like this works perfect, having part of them in the cage, because sometimes they're a little unruly and don't like this sort of attention. You're going to take your thumb and your index finger and you're going to rub it along. You're going to pull it along the base of the tail. With the forefinger, that's where you're looking to feel. So that's where you're going to put the most pressure. And then you're just going to pull. The snake will help you pull. But you're going to pull. Right here, directly here, I feel a bulb in the tail. That is the snake's hemipenes. That's in a male. You will not feel this in a female at all. So he's getting a little frustrated. So I'll show you again. You can feel that on the bottom. It is a completely different feel than if it was the back of the snake. So we know that that's a male. Well, I'm going to show you on an adult female the differences. Visually, you're not going to see what it is that I'm trying to get across, but I want to show you guys the differences so that you know for learning in your own collection. This is a big proven female. We know she's a female. She's given us eggs and babies. So you're going to do the same method. Thumb, forefinger, bring it across. You're not trying to break the tail. You're not trying to pull the tail off, but you need to be firm enough so that you're going to notice. On this snake, there is no popping at all. The tail is very slender. It comes to a sharp point. No hemipene in there at all. So those are on adult male and female. Now, we have some animals in our collection that I had never sexed. For instance, this animal up here, I always thought was a female, had been raising it up for a female. We've had it for 4 years, it's taken our time with it. Cleaning the cage one day, I noticed sperm plugs. So I went ahead and used the method that I showed you guys for checking to see if it was a boy or a girl. And lo and behold, it's a boy. To back up my findings, I put it in with a female. It started breeding right away. So there you have that. Now I'm going to show you guys on some yearling and baby animals. It gets a little bit harder with blood pythons when they're smaller. That's why I said if you have boa constrictors in your collection, you should try that. A baby boa constrictor, I can sex directly out of the egg goo, the baby goo. Their hemipenes are much larger. Makes it a lot easier for me to check. So here we have a beautiful hypo stripe that we got from Tracy Barker at VPI.com. We got a pair of these from her, and I'm going to go ahead and verify the sex of them. So using the same method that I showed you, just like this. Thumb is for support. The bottom is what you're looking to feel for the bulb. And you'll notice it's a little bit different on the babies, right? Because it's such a small animal, you can't hold it just like that. You've actually got to still support the base of the tail. You don't want to break it. There is no bump, there's no bulb in the base of that tail. That's a girl. Here's another hypo stripe from Tracy. This one's in shed. And if everything went the way it should, this is a boy. But I want to check, because you know, far too often you buy something and it's not what it's supposed to be. And it's a boy. There's a bulb right here that you can feel. It rolls back. That tells you that it's a boy. Now on to some babies. These are yearling animals that we produced. I haven't really messed with them much. It doesn't matter at this point to me whether they're boys or girls. We've just been raising them up. But you can tell on these animals whether or not they're boys or girls. It's a little bit harder. It takes a little bit more time. And not all of them are good-natured. Most baby blood pythons are very nippy and they don't like being touched. So we're going to go ahead and do it on this one. Same method, but still, again, it's smaller than the yearling, so you have to support the base of the tail. There is no popping, there's no roll, there's no bulb, the bottom portion, base of that tail. That tells me it's a female. Now, because of its size, I'll double check it again as it gets older, but I can guarantee you at this point that it is definitely a girl. And that's it. Thank you.